Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Sashlia. You're listening to We Are In This Together. I'm glad to have you here today. I wanted to just kind of quickly hop on and talk about something that really made an impact in my life and helped me to start seeing things a little bit differently. I want to talk today about when you don't get what you want and how to kind of navigate through that. And I mean, this starts when we're little kids, when our parents tell us, no, you can't do that, or no, you can't have that. And I don't know about you, but me as a child, I was pretty stubborn. And so I wanted to kind of push back and say, well, I'm going to figure out how to do this, even if you tell me no. Sorry, Mom and Dad, by the way. But there's all different types of personalities, and we've seen this every day, but I'm recognizing the more and more that I get older, the less and less I know, and also that all of us are really just kids inside still, and we're all still trying to figure life out and figure our emotions out, and we're still learning and growing, and I'm recognizing that I get just as butthurt, if I can say that, about things that I don't get, that I want, sometimes that my children do. And, a lot of times I can easily say, all right, well, it wasn't meant to be, no big deal. But every once in a while, when there's something I really, really want, or I really worked for, it's hard when you can't get it, or you don't get it, or you don't attain it, or you fail in the process of trying to get it. You can't have what you want all the time, right? And so I just kind of want to share a story of what happened with my 7-year-old a few months ago. We had gone to this fun center with our whole family. We were celebrating a niece's birthday, and our kids were able to do a lot of stuff that night. They were able to they were able to scooter, and they were able to try rollerblading. They were able to jump in the ball pit. They were able to play some games. And, there was a time in our life where we weren't able to take our kids to do stuff like that. And I was just feeling super grateful watching them play and enjoy and be able to experience that night. And so as we're getting ready to go, I like to always give my kids like a 10-minute warning so they know, hey, guys, 10 more minutes till we're about to leave, right? And as I'm getting ready to go outside, my 7-year-old starts throwing a fit. Just angry. Wait, no, we can't leave. I got to play this one last, I didn't get to play this one last game, and and I don't have anything left on my card, and we have to play this game. And I looked at him and I said, oh, buddy, I'm sorry, but it's time to go. We gave you the 10-minute warning, and it's time to go. Well, he started just to burst into tears. And I got frustrated. And so I grabbed him by the arm and I pulled him outside, and I didn't say a word, but we marched to the car, and it was crazy wind, like just insane outside. And I put him in the car and I shut the door, and I knew I was frustrated, and I was sitting there thinking how ungrateful he was, and I was thinking about, well, I gotta teach him gratitude, and I gotta and I was feeling so great about all this, and why would he be so frustrated and miss out on all the things that he was able to do. And before I said anything, I just tried to recenter myself, because I really didn't want to freak out on him. And I always go inside. I'll pray, or I'll just kind of focus my thoughts inward, and I just ask, what does my son need right now? What do I need to say to him? Because there's all these things, like as an adult, I think, or as a mom, I feel like, oh, I have to capitalize on every moment so I can teach my son these important lessons, right? But I don't always have to do that, because really at the end of the day, I feel like they're teaching me anyways. And so in this moment, I paused. I paused long enough to forget about my frustrations, to forget about what I thought I had to do. And I asked God, and I asked myself, and I went inward, what does my son need to hear right now? And all of a sudden, everything got quiet. And I heard, Sash, have you ever felt what he's felt, not gotten what you wanted, and felt angry and frustrated and thrown a fit, oh, I immediately just stood still. I turned around and I looked at my sobbing son and I said, "Hey, bud, I know how you feel right now. I know you really wanted to play that game. And when we couldn't, that was a major bummer, huh?" And he just kind of like blinked at me. And I said, "I know what it feels like to not get what you want. And to feel all these emotions and not know why even you're having those emotions. And I know what it feels like to feel frustrated and angry and sad and gypped sometimes. It doesn't discount the gratitude that you may have felt. It doesn't always." And I said, "I'm sorry that you feel this way. I get it." And he jumped out of his seat and he threw his arms around my neck. And I cried with him and he cried. And in that moment, we just held each other. And I just let him be himself, experiencing life as a 7-year-old. Not as the adult that I thought that he needed to be in that moment. I just let him be a kid. And, to be honest, there's a part of me that was like, man, I wish I could throw fits like this sometimes. That's how I feel inside. And it started me thinking, how often do we as adults not get what we want and not know how to manage our emotions and our frustrations and everything about it that comes with it? Because I feel like we do a pretty good job at regulating, or for me, so a good, what's the word? Protection mechanism for me is just to say, you know what? It's okay. Doesn't really mean that much. It's fine. Everything's okay. Like, just wasn't meant to be, yada, yada, yada. And like I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of times that works. A lot of times it's like, you know what? You're right. I'm okay to let this one go. But what about those ones that you have worked so hard for, or you have prayed for so long, and you fought for it, and you feel like you've put all of your effort and hopes into this thing, and you think you're going to get it, and you feel you're going to get it, and you plan to get it, and you don't, and you feel let down. Maybe you even feel betrayed. Maybe you feel hopeless, frustrated, angry, questions, don't understand. And in this moment, as I'm sitting here experiencing this with my son, and I looked at him and I said, after he let go, I let him choose when to let go of me. And he had calmed down. And I said, "You ready to go home now?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm ready, Mom." And he calmed down. It didn't take away what just happened, but he was able to just breathe. And I recognize that I have to do that to myself. I have to allow myself to feel the weight of my disappointment. I have to allow myself to throw a fit sometimes if I don't get what I want, because it's okay to. I don't have to be strong. I don't have to try to find the answer all the time. I don't have to try to fix everything all the time for myself, for my children, for my friends, or my family, for those people who I see suffering or struggling or feeling let down. I don't have to try to just make the situation go away or make it better. I can just allow them the space, allow myself the space to just feel the feelings of that disappointment. I don't have to stay there forever. It may not go away overnight. And I'm going to choose not to let it sit there forever. But how often do we sometimes dismiss those things, and then we're frustrated for the next month or two because we don't know why, until we look back and go, oh, it's because I was really pissed off about the fact that I didn't get this and this didn't happen. And I haven't really processed that yet. So I'm getting mad at other people, or other things are happening and it's just compiling, right? I know some of you have gone through this, because I can't be the only one who's done this. But then I think, man, in this whole situation, I was so quick to look at something and go, really? In my head, I was judging him. Really? You're going to get frustrated about one little game when you're able to play all these other games and do all this other stuff? Seriously? And I feel like us as adults are no different. We sometimes feel the same way. I know I have. I can't speak for you, but I can tell you what I've done, and I hate to admit it, but it's the truth. There's been some times where I've heard some of my friends or some of my family say something about something that they were super disappointed about and super pissed off about or super angry about and couldn't figure out. And in my head, I was thinking, why are you so mad about that? Do you not see all the blessings that you have right now? Do you not see everything else that happened in that situation that made you grateful? And that was something that I had to learn the hard way. It's not my job to define somebody else's reality. Just because I might handle something differently, or just because I see something differently, doesn't take away from the fact that to them, it's important, and to them, it means way more. And so I chose a long time ago, and I'm still not perfect at it, but I'm working on it. I chose to see people where they were instead of what I thought or what I felt or how I thought it should be fixed. And this situation with my son was just another huge reminder for me to recognize, wow, you know what? I don't have to understand you completely right now, but I do know what it feels like to be let down. And I can give you the gift of putting all my thoughts and all my judgments and all my, I got to fix it, or I got to help you, I got to do this. And just breathing and sitting with you in that space and giving you the gift of just being able to feel and to be in that moment without rushing off to get over it or to fix it. My children are my greatest lessons, and so are my friends, and so is my family. Every person I come in contact with is teaching me something about myself. And I'm so grateful in that moment because, to be honest, I've had other times, and I don't know if any other parents have done this. Please help me out a little bit. But I've had other times where my kids have come to me saying something about, this is a broken toy, or this happened or that happened. And I found myself saying, oh, come on. It's fine. It's just a little toy. You've got plenty of others, or I can try to fix it. It's no big deal. And I just discounted everything that they were feeling. And I forgot what it was like to be a little kid. I forgot what it was like to have your most prized favorite toy and to have it break in your world as a child. That's like the worst thing that could ever happen, right? And I had to remember, I know what that feels like. And my broken toy might be a broken heart. My child's broken toy might be a loss of something really big in my life today. And yeah, they might be on different planes, but they feel so hard and they feel so deep. And I have to remember what that's like and find the similarities and be able to teach them and be there for him and allow them to just feel and recognize and be. And I remember something that really helped me too, because I was always kind of afraid, well, I got to teach them, they got to learn the lesson somehow. But when I went to this class by Matt Townsend, he's phenomenal, by the way. If you can get your hands on his book, The Starve Stuff, it'll help all of your relationships. It gives you fantastic tools, but he does these amazing, incredible courses to help couples and kids and parents and relationships. Is just amazing. But one of the things that he says is that when we are emotionally hijacked, as he calls it, understanding goes out the window. So the time for a lesson is not while they're crying or throwing a fit or angry, because they're not going to listen to it anyways. And so I found that when I can just sit with my kids in the moment, no matter how irrational it seems to me or how crazy it seems to me, if I can just sit with my kids, allow them to feel until they take that breath and just rest, then all of a sudden they calm down and I'm able to then invite them into a conversation to where we explore what just happened. We explore any lessons that we could learn from it. We explore what to do from here moving forward, what to do if this happens again. And I can't have those conversations really take root if we're having them at the height of emotional hijacking. This goes for everything. Your marriages, your relationships with kids, with friends, with family. We've got to be able to find that place of where we can put aside the things that we're thinking or feeling or wanting to do for that person and setting it on the shelf for a minute. We're not trying to get rid of it because we want to be heard too, right? And of course they want to hear us and they want to be, we want to share, right? But sometimes we have to put it on the shelf for a little while until the right timing and help them kind of walk off that ledge of high emotion where they can't make sense of anything. I went on a hike today, and because I had something recently in my life too where I really wanted something, and it was something that I don't think I can have. And I didn't realize how big of an impact this one would make on me. I didn't realize, wow, I really wanted this way more than I thought I did. And I didn't realize that it would make me cry and make me sad and make me heartbroken. So I went on this hike and I was looking all around and I was seeing the trees and I was seeing flowers and I was hearing the birds and I was hearing all this stuff and I just kept hearing in my mind, see how they toil not. And it was a great reminder to me. I just need to focus on being right here in the present and stop living for tomorrow or stop living that I just have to figure it out or I have to fix it or I have to do this. Like, I don't have to do that. I can just sit in this space and feel what this disappointment really feels like, and I can take it one moment at a time, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And I think it's a gift we can give to the people we love to be able to get to this space. And I think it's a gift we can give to ourselves. And I don't know, I feel really glad that in that moment with my son, and yeah, I'm going to pat myself on the back because this doesn't happen all the time. I wish it happened way more than it does. It's getting better. It's getting better, but I didn't know how to do this before, and I'm grateful and just glad that I was able to just go inward and pause, just stop for a minute and just ask, what does this person need? And sit with them. It's the greatest gift you can give someone sometimes. Practicing the pause, practicing just listening, practicing being still. So, if you ever find yourself in that situation where you're disappointed or you feel like you're an adult now, you shouldn't be as disappointed about this, or it's okay to be let down, or you don't know how to navigate the feelings that you're feeling from the letdown, and you're not sure how to go on even because there's some heavy stuff that we deal with when we don't get what we want sometimes. And sometimes we lose faith, and sometimes we lose all of these things associated with that letdown. And so I hope today, if there's anything that this could help you with, I hope that somehow it can. I hope that somehow it will help us to pause the next time we feel all this anger and frustration and, oh no, I just have to have faith that everything's going to be okay, or I just have to trust that this is going to turn out for for the best. And just drop it all and just sit in that moment. Don't stay there. Don't stay there forever. But allow yourself that gift. And think about the people that you love and give them the same gift. Practice. It's not going to become perfect right away. Trust me. Oh, I wish I was perfect at this all the time. Of being able to put aside what I'm going through, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, but it doesn't happen all the time. So just practice. And just try it out. Just test it out. You know, I'm all about just self-experimentation. I hear a method, I'm like, I'm going to try that for a little while, see what happens. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, tweak it. So try it. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, try another way until you find what works to where you really feel, wow, that was the outcome that I wanted. Wow, that was the outcome that we needed. That was the outcome that feels better. And just keep trying. So I'm going to leave that with you today. And I hope you all are doing great. See you next time.